Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Linda. I've got a lot of fun DIY craft projects for you today. I almost said that one wrong. I have a sweet friend who's joining me today as well, and I'll explain those details a little bit later. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Today we'll be working on farmhouse style Christmas crafts. So let's get started with project number 1. For this project, I do have a free printable for you. You will cut out each of these 5 pieces for your printable and for your project. Now these are hand drawn, so they are wonky. You know, one side might be a little longer than the other side, that kind of thing. As you can see, kind of looking at this, I did that on purpose, so it was more whimsical. You'll need 2 pieces of fabric here. I chose this red ticking fabric you can get at Walmart, and it's about 13.5 inches wide, 13.5 inches across. And I'm going to use this white fabric from Dollar Tree. And then some batting or felt, it doesn't really matter which one you use. This is batting that I get from Walmart. What you're going to do first, I'm using this cutting in between the lines on this kind of off-white fabric. I chose it because it's real, you can distress the ends and stuff very easily. And so I'm just using this fabric to cut out all my pieces of the tree. And as you can see, I'm not even like pinning the pieces down because I don't care if I get a little crooked or anything like that when I'm cutting all the pieces out. So we'll just kind of continue this process. I like it that way. If you want, if you like my printable, but you want to just kind of make it a little bit more straight lined, please go ahead and adjust it how you like it. But, as I said, I just want this one to be kind of fun. Pretty, but fun. So here's my pieces. I've already cut the batting out. And what I did, I used the same pattern pieces when I cut the batting out, but then I just trimmed them a little bit smaller all the way around. And now I'm just kind of going around the edges on the fabric and, taking my fingernail and kind of scraping down the edges to distress that just a little bit, just to give it that more of a kind of a rustic farmhouse look. Okay, and I cut that batting a little bit smaller all the way around so that you don't necessarily see it when we adhere it to the pillow itself. It's kind of there for fluffiness in the background, but you don't see it hanging off the edges. Now for this project, you can use Beacon Fabri-Tac glue, you can use hot glue gun, or your sewing machine, whichever way you like. And so I'm just going to kind of place these on here so you can kind of see the order that I'm doing things here. And you can see I'm even placing them kind of wonky on there. I'm not placing them straight. I'll put space between them, everything like that. And so if you're a gluer, go ahead and glue your batting or felt to your fabric and then glue that whole piece on to one piece of your fabric you chose to use, of course, for your main pillow. Now, of course, like I said, you can do sewing machine, so that's what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to kind of sew that batting onto that fabric just to give it a little bit more of a farmhouse look here. And this is what it looks like. See, my sewing's not even straight. I love that. So here I am now. I've got everything sewn. I'm going to just place it back on. And you can see this piece, a little bit of that batting showed, kind of moved when I sewed it. So I'm going to just kind of cut that excess off so you don't see that. I've got a little space between everything. Do my little stump of our Christmas tree here. And then I'm going to use my Beacon Fabri-Tac glue and go ahead and glue these on into position. I like how this came out. It's simple, but it's really cute. Like just laying on my couch nestled in with other Christmas pillows looks really cute. And of course you can use whatever fabric or anything you like, but I know most of us can get a hold of this kind of red ticking fabric from Walmart. Perfect. One more last piece to go to the very top. And some of the edges aren't even glued all the way down. I'm okay with that. They're going to wrinkle up a little bit. I'm all right with that. So for your pillow, make sure you have wrong sides together if you're a gluer or sewer. And if you're a gluer, you're going to go up one whole side, across the top, down the other long side. And on the bottom, just go to leave about 4 or 5 inches of space for stuffing. Okay, and then I'm going to follow that same routine as I go to sew down my pillow. And I'm going to actually add, just because I want to, I'm going to sew around it once, and then I'm going to go around it again and just add like a double stitch line. And so you could probably see that as you look down onto my fabric a little bit, especially at the bottom. It's a little bit of a double stitch line there. Once you've got that glued or sewn, you're going to bring in your stuffing and just stuff it as full as you want it. Now I buy pillows from like Walmart or our local we have like a Fred Meyer store, maybe those of you East Coast know it as Kroger, just cheap pillows to get my stuffing because you get more for your bang and more for your money. Now, once that's stuffed and you're a gluer, go ahead and glue that opening closed, or if you're a sewer, go ahead and, of course, sew that opening closed. Just like that. Now I've got some red and black plaid ribbon here. I've tied in a little bow. I'm going to put it at the base of the tree. I think that ribbon came from Joann's. And a red bell. Red bell's at Dollar Tree. And then a little rusty star. I cleaned off and brushed off most of the rust on it. And I'll have a link in my description box where you can get the rusty items. Once I place that star on, that makes this project complete. So let's see who I'm collaborating with today. Oh, you all knew it was coming. We do it all the time. My sweet friend, Wendy, who is White Sparrow Living here on YouTube. She is a true friend and just the sweetest sister in Jesus Christ. She makes my day brighter with her hope and love of Jesus that she carries with her daily. And she just extends that joy into me with every conversation we have. And not only do I just love the stink out of her, but I thank God every time she and I chat for forming our friendship and, just giving that blessing to us. Now, I'll have the link down below to Wendy's video, so make sure you go check it out. And some of the photos you're seeing right now is a little sneak peek of what she has in store for you today. So make sure after you watch my video, you go check out her video. Don't miss it. I'm not going to miss it. I definitely want to see how she shows us how to make this cutie patootie stuff. Go show her some love. With that said, let's move on to project number 2. For this project, I'm going to use one of these little book stacks from Dollar Tree. As you can see, I got mine in the fall. And then this little 3D craft kit from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use the trees out of it here. Nice and easy. And then I've got another, this is a pack of tree ornaments, wood tree ornaments you can get from Dollar Tree. I had this painted from another project, so I'm going to go ahead and use that, ready to go. And this is just some of the scrapbook paper that I'm going to be using for this project. So what I'm doing, and I've got some of it cut out already, is I've cut my paper to fit all sides with a little bit showing all the way around. You can really kind of see it when I put that plaid down there. About 1/8 of an inch all the way around. I want to just see that perimeter a little bit. Those who've been with me a while know I like to do that. And I'm just going to have red plaid through the center, and then the remaining top and sides will be this brown dot. Now this sheet of paper, I went ahead and ran it through my printer first. I measured the height of and width of what I had to work with on the front part, where the writing already is on the book stack. I measured how much room I had, and then I just ran it through my printer. I'll have the font I used listed in the description box, and I'm just cutting each of these to fit those sections in the front. So it makes it nice and easy. So I'll kind of do the brown dot top and bottom, and then the red dot or the red plaid will go through the center. Now I'm going to use Dixie Belle chalk paint in the color drop cloth, and I'm going to go around all the edges and just cover up my book stack front and back all the way around. Yeah, so that red plaid is just going to go through the center and then on the back side, because I kind of ran out of enough paper of that brown dot. I just had a couple little bitty pieces left. So, but the rest of it, and you can use whatever colors you want, but I kind of wanted to go with that plaid. I love a plaid and a polka dot pattern together. So, and on the front here, it took me 2 coats to kind of cover up that writing around the edges. And now I'm taking all my papers. Those of you who are new with me, I love to take my scrapbook papers to the sewing machine, and I sew around it just like I'm sewing on fabric. I use a 10 or 11 needle depending on manufacturer. If you try 10 or 11 needle and the holes are too big, go down to a 9. I use all polyester thread because that's what my machine likes, but all cotton thread works perfectly. This is what it looks like. I don't care if my stitching is a little off or a little crooked or anything like that. I think it just adds kind of to that farmhouse touch of, the project. So, don't be afraid of it if you're a sewer. And this is just kind of my El Cheapy sewing machine I picked up at Walmart a couple of years ago. It was like half price. I got it for like $49, on after Thanksgiving sale. This is how cute it looks. Just add something. But if you don't like that look, then don't do it. Or if you're not a sewer, it will look perfectly cute without it. Another touch I like to add is take the open end of my scissor blades and I scrape along the edges of my paper. You can see what it does. Gives it a rustic look. And here's what it looks like kind of with and without. So you can see if you want to try that option or not. And I'll go around all the papers and do that. That gives it that rustic look, like I said, but it also kind of allows that paper to kind of pop up off your project. Gives it a little bit of dimension instead of just falling flat onto your surface. And it's really easy to do. If you don't sew, this will add great texture to it, nice and easy. So the bottom of the trees here, they're kind of that extra little lip here. And I'm just going to use my craft knife and kind of make a nice deep cut there, and then use some heavy duty scissors and kind of cut that remaining piece off. I just don't need it. I want it nice and flat, of course. Snaps right off. Perfect. And then I'll just take some sandpaper here and just kind of smooth all that up. Nice and, level. And then I'm going to use this antique wax. I'll bring some up here. You can see in a cup. I've mixed it with water. I made it really, really, really soupy because I want it just really light colored. And I will do the front and the back because this will be seen, on both sides. Perfect. And we'll do the back side. So easy. I really, really, really wanted to cover these with that plaid paper. I thought it would be so cute. But then I'm looking at all the little intricate cuts of the branches and stuff. I'm like, nope, I'm out. I'll just stain it. I'm also using one of these tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree and just staining that up as well. This is just going to give us a little bit more security for the back of our trees. Okay, and once that's done, setting aside, letting it dry, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my paper and start gluing that. And if you used another tree ornament from Dollar Tree like I'm doing, paint that whatever color you want as well. Remember, mine was already painted. Okay, skipping ahead now and putting my papers on. See, I don't know, it just, makes a difference. You don't have to cut your paper short. In fact, I think a 12 by 12 paper along the sides, the front to the other side, I think almost wraps around the entire book. I'm not sure if you just wanted to cover it completely and wrap it around. You don't have to cut each piece separately. I just like to do that just to give it a little bit more fun and whimsy to it. I think I love, love, love how this turned out. Yep, I kept this one. Love it. Did I say I loved it? I love it. Here's my tree. So I kind of marked on the back. You can see with pencil there, just where I need to place the glue, so it's not going to be seen here. Perfect. And get that lined up to hide all those pencil lines. And then gluing my little tumbling tower block on the bottom to give it a little security there. And then I'll glue all of these 3 pieces to the top of the box. A simple, simple project, but it's so, so cute. And I'm going to kind of place it diagonally here on the right end. And then I've just got twine, red twine bow from Dollar Tree, and a bunch of greenery, any kind of greenery of your choice, and got some pine cones and some beaded berries from Hobby Lobby I love. Rusty Star, again, all the Rusty products I use listed in the description box today from Factory Direct Crafts. And then I'm just going to place, I chose different greeneries because, right out in the woods, there's all sorts of different trees and that kind of thing. And so I wanted to just kind of represent all the different kinds of trees out there, that you can pick for your Christmas tree. So that's why I'm just placing some different ones that I thought looked good together. Kind of doing both sides here of the tree, and then I'll add in the beaded berries, and then the bow will kind of, go in the center of my branches. Now I'm adding some beads to my ends of my ribbon here, my bow, to the tails. The lighter color ones I got from Dollar Tree, and the red ones I got from Walmart in the mini ornament section. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue my bow on in the center of my branches. Add another little beaded berry here on the other side. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue down the Rusty Star in the center as well. And then I'll figure out the length I want for, the end of my twine tails there. And see where I want it to lay. And I'll cut off any excess twine if I have any excess there. And then I want it to kind of lay in position and not just, hanging off the front end. So I'm just going to kind of glue the twine down wherever I want it, letting it wrinkle and crinkle just exactly the way I think it would look cute to my taste. So we've got the left side done, and we'll get the right side done. Perfect. And then once I do that, this project is complete. Let's move on to our last project, number 3. So for this project, I'm starting out with these hanging shelves from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use 5 of them. I'm going to take the rope and everything off of them, but save the rope to give you an option if you aren't going to use the option like I have. I'm going to wood glue them together. I'm going to do them vertically. I have this old frame I found from Goodwill last year. I love it. I've been wanting to do something with it, so that's what I'm going to use. If you don't have a frame, you could use the rope from these hanging shelves and kind of put them through this way, and you can do it top and bottom, and it would look really, really cute because I almost did that. So here's wood glue I'm going to use and just show gluing a few of them together. So what I would do is, eventually we're going to, once this is all set up, we're going to paint these. So I would probably get them painted the color that you want. And then if you want to wrap the twine that comes with the shelves through the little holes, it would look super, super cute and give it a really great rustic look. Okay, we're putting on our last board here. And then once I do that, don't you love my craft paper to the side? That was actually my design element from my last video, my notes. I'm going to clamp this together, and now once everything is set from the wood glue, I'm using this Dixie Belle chalk paint in the color drop cloth, and I'm going to go ahead and paint everything. I have it taped off around the edge because I am using that frame, and so I want to be able to, wood glue without paint because it'll stick a little better using wood glue on an unpainted surface to an unpainted surface. Once that paint is dry off camera, I'm just showing you this. I'm going to use my electric sander and sand it, and then I'm going to go ahead and use my wood glue and glue the frame to my wood here. So now what we've got, this is my vinyl coat. I haven't weeded it yet, but can you see all these little dots? I have placed a pattern on here where I want to drill some holes to add some lights to my signs. But what you want to pay attention to when you add lights is, and you make your pattern where you want to put the lights, is the spacing of the wire between the lights. You want to make sure that you've got your pattern well enough on there that your lights are going to fit as you move on to the next hole, if you know what I mean. Okay, so what I'm doing now, just to kind of give me, I'm using a great big upholstery needle, doll needle or whatever, to mark holes where I put them on my vinyl piece into the wood and make a tiny little hole so I know where to drill my holes coming up. Now these lights are a 15 light thingy. I got them at Goodwill last year, but I noticed when I was at Walmart this year, I saw the same packaging and everything. I think it's the same lights. So you can find them at Walmart, 15, nice clear, and they actually have like a pattern to them. They can blink or stay on solid. So now what I'm doing is I just pick the hole or pick the drill bit that's going to fit my lights to come through, and I'm just drilling the holes where I poked that big needle through. Do a couple more here, and then of course I'll finish the rest off camera. I think this just adds something to it. Perfect. And now, as you can see here, I've weeded my vinyl quote. I've got it on transfer paper. I'm just using my brayer to get it stick down very nice. I'll have the fonts listed in the description box for you. And then I'll just go ahead and pull this up. So any old frame you have would look great with this. Or if you don't have a frame and just want to use the rope detailing around it, would look awesome. And of course, I'll have a couple more options for you if you don't have old frames or you don't want to drill holes. Okay? All right, so what I'm going to do, I've got these little stickums. They're super glue stickums. You can get them in a package at Dollar Tree. I'm going to use this to put my lights down. And the first thing before I adhere that down onto the back is I'm going to go ahead and place my bulbs into the holes. Again, make sure when you draw your pattern of where you want your holes that you're going to fit, your lights are going to fit from hole to hole, okay? I really wished I'd got a little bit more down in one corner, but you know, when you just have 15 lights, it's just enough, but you know, you have to leave some areas out, right? All right, so I'm all set here, and then I'll go ahead and take the little tops off of this and stick this onto the back. Perfect, just right. Now, so you don't have vinyl, you don't want to mess with the drill. I have made a free printable for you. What you could do, because you know, a lot of time it's just all about the cute font, right? And how it looks. If you have any kind of frame from Dollar Tree or anything like that, you can print this out onto white paper or some really pretty scrapbook paper or cardstock, put it in a frame. You can rip a piece of fabric here at the bottom of your frame. You could add a rusty bell, and that's just as cute as it is. You're saying, okay, I want to do it. I want to drill holes, but I don't have a vinyl machine. So you can still print this out. Carbon paper. Dollar Tree has white and black paint pens. You can trace it on. And Dollar Tree also has these cool signs that fit the perfect size of this, which is 8.5 by 11. And then if you okay with drilling, then you can go ahead and drill your holes around, add some lights. Dollar Tree has lights you can buy. They're like 10 lights to a strand, I think. And you can do the same thing on a smaller scale. So I just wanted to give you that option. Link to the printable will be in my description box, of course. And now I'm taking just some black paint. I wanted to add some dimension on my frame here. So I'm just taking black paint, kind of rubbing it onto a paper towel, or wiping it onto a paper towel here, like with a little stick, and then wiping it onto the frame just to, like I said, give it a little bit more of a rustic look, that kind of thing, and just kind of, you know, muck it up a little bit. But then when I was done, I'm like, it still needs something else. So, of course, I will add something else. I've got some white paint mixed with water. Using my fan brush, I'll tap off the excess, and I will tap that fan brush and add some splatters everywhere. I think that gives it exactly what it needs. And once I do that, this project is complete. So I hope you enjoyed all the projects that we worked on together today. Remember, I'll have links to any free printables in the description box, and of course any other information you needed, links to the Rusty stuff and what fonts I use, etc., etc. Please leave me a comment down below and let me know which project was your favorite. I know I should ask other questions when I do this at the end, you know, to kind of see what your responses are on things, but you know, we've kind of got a tradition going, so you know, why monkey with tradition, right? Please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel to grow. And if you just wandered in here and you're checking things out, or maybe you even came over from Wendy's channel, welcome to my channel. If you really enjoyed what you saw here today, make sure before you click off, you hit that red subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on another project from me. Thank you, Wendy, for collaborating with me today. You know I love you. Before I go, I'm going to leave you with one final thought. There's more to life than this. Ever feel like you're going down the rabbit hole, down to the bottom of the pit? Life can affect health issues, loved ones, life plans, etc. But what is the one thing you still have that no one else can take from you? God's destiny for your life. Add to that God's future for you, God's plans for you. You see, God chose you. He doesn't need you. He's all-powerful, all-knowing. He's the maker of the heavens and the earth, but He chose you. He knew that there was something in you that He wanted to use in His almighty plan. He knew what your life would be from the beginning to end. He knew the mistakes you would make, the roads you would walk, but He still chose you. You see, you were His first choice. He placed you in this generation with your skills, in the place you live, for a purpose. He knew you'd be perfect for such a time as this. I want you to know that you are His forever, for all eternity. He has a plan for you. With God, there is more for your life. His plans are preparing you for what lies ahead. So hang on to that hope when you're down in the pit of life's circumstances. Hang on to His destiny that He has planned for your life. Hang on to His peace, His joy, His His mercy, and most of all, His love. Hang on tight, and God will see you through. Trust the destiny that God has for you. I thank you for sharing your time with me, and I'll talk with you again soon. Bye.